Alright, so today I'll be reassembling the HP G4. That is the Pavilion G4. Got the keyboard, bottom case, optical drive, Wi-Fi card, cover for the RAM and Wi-Fi card slots, the LCD, palm rest, and the motherboard. I have to do this one-handed, so it's going to suck. Can't find the adapter for my tripod. So first things first is lining up your hinges. And then what I did there is I pushed down on the screen and pushed it forward so that it would balance itself. Right? So then you'll get your 4 screws and you're going to insert them. Let me get the screwdriver so I can show you. There and there, they're marked with little arrows or triangles to show you where they go. Same thing on this side. So you can see one there and one back there. Let me go ahead and put those in and I'll be right back. Alright, so there they are. 2 screws there and 2 there. Now you have to route the Wi-Fi cables for the antenna down and under, and then you feed them, push them through this little slot here. Right. Okay, and the next thing is to grab your motherboard. And we're going to come in at a slight angle, but then also making sure that all of these ports, your USBs, go into their slots, right? So that it sits perfectly flat onto the bottom case. Before doing so, we need to make sure that we connect, see if you can, we connect the power to it here. Of course, it's not focusing. Yep, right here. Right? So, let me see if I can do this one-handed. Boy, this is going to be a pain. Got it. Okay. Make sure that the ribbon cable for your LCD is out of the way. Then we also have to make sure that the speaker wire is not caught under here. So you have to fish those out of there, right? Along with this cable here and this adapter. Once you get that cable right out of there, then we have to work on making sure that this is lined up, and then you can always take a look on this side and you'll see whether it's lined up or not. And then if it's not, what I do is I just pick it up on one side and I wiggle it. It has a peg that it slides right into right there. So if you can get it to line up there, then these USB ports and your microphone and headphone will be perfectly aligned. So then we have to plug in your LCD. Plug that in. Then I do the ribbon cable down here. Just line it up, hold it, and then press it. See, it's crooked. See if we can, okay. And there you go. Now you plug in your speaker. Or actually, let's plug this one in first. Then the speaker. Right, and then the speaker wire, just get it to go over and it'll stay out of the way. Then you have one screw that goes right here. Right, so that's in. Wi-Fi cables are ran. And now we have the ribbon cable for the USB. If you can see, this one is on its last legs. This is a bad motherboard. So I just use this laptop for these videos, right? So line it in, press down, and that is all there is to that. So now we can grab the palm rest. This is pretty simple. Just line it up. Make sure that your ribbon cables are not crimped. Push down. Go all the way around it. And it'll just click. Right. So then, grab the ribbon cable. See if I can give you a side shot here. Again, doing this one-handed, pain to do. It is doable though. Right, that one's in. Right. Okay, so now those ribbon cables are plugged in. Everything is good. Now we grab the keyboard. This is how the keyboard's going to sit. Simply flip it over. Lift the tab. There are two little ears on this ribbon cable. Right there. Those sit into, let me see if I can get it to focus, into these grooves here. Right there. See if I can get you in close. Right, so then you lock that down. Then you put in the tabs on the bottom of the keyboard, slide right in, and then press down and it'll make a clicking noise. Now this is where I suggest just continuing with installing your Wi-Fi card. Don't screw anything else down so that the bottom case is attached or anything, because you always want to test it, make sure that it's working prior to putting all your screws in, or else you're literally gonna have to unscrew them all, and that's just annoying. All right, Wi-Fi card. Right, so let me put the screw on there so it stops moving on me. Right, gray cable to the number 2 or to the white arrow. Right, so once those cables are in, this is where, make sure that your hard drive is plugged in. This is your SATA adapter. This just goes right here. Right, so at this point, like I said, this is a bad motherboard. This thing does not power on. Plugging your hard drive has these little rubber sliders that go on it. You could even put this cover back on just so that when you flip it over, your hard drive doesn't flop out. Throw a stick of RAM on there, plug it in, turn it on, make sure that everything works, like your mouse pad, the buttons, and that your key is functioning. Your keys on the keyboard are functioning. Then you can continue with this other process here. Grab your optical drive, slide it in, and then you have 3 screws that go on the underneath the battery here. Right, so I'm going to put those in. So once you have your M2.5 by 3 screws in, then you can go ahead and then just sit your hard drive in there. There are 3 other screws that we will be, well, actually 4 screws one that locks in the keyboard, this one that goes to the motherboard, this one that locks in your optical drive, and then there is the fourth one here to the left of the hard drive adapter connector, and that one also goes right into your motherboard. So let me go ahead and get those in. All right, so now that those are in, you have your memory and your hard drive back in. We're gonna put this cover back on. So we have 3 tabs. Slide those in. Now this cover is a little tricky because it has tabs along this side here, and then also here. Best way to do it is push down to get this flat. Then you're going to slightly bend. So let's see if I can somehow get this. You're gonna bend it slightly, get those in. Then you come here to this side and just bend them down. These might come up like this. You just, with one finger, hold it here and push down. Then you'll be able to tighten the 2 screws. And then after this step here, the only thing that's left to do is to put the 9 screws back in, right? So you have 9 that go on the perimeter of the laptop. So you have 2 here, 2 there, 3 along the side here, and you have 5 there. So these screws there. And I'll put those in right now. All right, so now you've completed everything, and this was a #1 Phillips head screwdriver. That's all you really need to disassemble this and to reassemble it. Hope this helped. Thanks for watching.